Yo, what's going on? And welcome back to another guide video. Yes, I'm gonna call it guide videos from now on because that's what the hell I'm doing from now on, I guess, until I come up with something else. But today we're gonna go over what to do after laning phase. So usually, laning phase is technically over either when your turret falls or it hits a certain time. Either your turret falls or the enemy turret falls, or when ganks start rolling in at like 10, 15 minutes. Not even 10 minutes, I lie, like 15 minutes. That's typically when laning phase ends, because at that point, either of your turrets are gone, yeah? And it's usually if like this, like when the second dragon spawns, right? The second dragon, I don't know when it spawns. Third dragon. I guess, yeah, second dragon, I guess. Second dragon is into the third dragon, when you take second dragon. But usually it's when either one of your turret falls, that's when typically laning phase ends, and your bot lane goes into mid lane. Now, I know I didn't specify what I'm going to be talking about. I'm mainly going to be talking about ADC. It's not really the same as mid lane. Mid lane is like, mid lane depends on bot lane, because usually, if I took the enemy turret right here, if I took it, I would go mid. I would swap. I would either swap mid, if I would either swap mid or swap, you know, or not swap mid. I would go mid with whoever the mid laner is, or we would swap. So they would go bot, I would go mid. But in some cases, you would have to go back bot and do some more damage to them, because either they're even with you and they just take the turret, or they're really just pushing. But at that point, you'd have the mid laner go bot and hold turret for you with the jungler, while you go mid and try to get mid. After laning phase, you'd, as I said, you'd go mid, either mid or top. It really depends. If top is really smashing it and they already took turret top, you could go top. If the top lane is going bot, you'd go top. But if you take turret first before them, you typically want to go mid and face off with your support against the mid laner, or just solo yourself as ADC, just take the CS and just not die. You do not want to die. That's one thing you want to do not do, is you do not want to get killed, because the moment the enemy mid laner gets fed, it's over. Like it's like you're fucked. Your lead is over, right? Um. So yeah, and you tip and if the enemy team swaps, like if they take your turret bot and they end up swapping mid, you typically want to swap with your mid laner. You don't want to be dealing with the mid laner bot by yourself with the support. And also it's kind of dumb because the mid laner will be having a 2v1 lane. So yeah, just follow. If you end up losing lane, just follow your mid laner or your enemies, unless you're playing like Vayne, then just stay bot. This is basically, um, and yeah, you usually just want to look out for the objectives, and remember CS. If you guys haven't watched my last video on 10 CS per minute, you want to always be CSing like the camps, um, any wage you can get if your team isn't going for it, and yeah, be on top of the objectives. You need soul. Soul is basically you win the game when you get soul. It's very rare that you lose a game on soul. You usually always need to get soul in the game, because the moment the enemy team gets soul, especially if it's Inferno Soul, they're most likely gonna win the game. I did make a video on, I don't remember what it was, like an ADC guide or something like that. It talks about your positioning when certain objective is up. So, for example, I'll just explain it here. Um, if Dragon's up, you typically want to stay mid or bot. If Baron's up, you typically either want to stay mid or stay top. You do not want to show bot if Baron's up, and it's the same with Dragon. You do not want to show top when Dragon's up, because then the enemy team will have an easy 45 and they'll just secure the Baron. I mean, the objective either dragon or baron. And you also want to be warding. You have to ward all the time. You need every time you back, you gotta get control. You gotta get a control ward. I don't care what lane you are. Doesn't matter. You need to get control wards because we need vision on the map. Because you do not want to have a map like this, right? Like you see the map down here. You see all the shit. It's fucking black. You do not want to have a map like that in your games. So the more control wards you get, it's assisting your team. Like you could put it at, like a bot lane. Like if you go, like if you're bot, um, if you're bot and you back, anytime you back, like it does, like if you're sitting on 75 gold in base when on like your first and second back, buy a controller. Like it's really useful. Like you could put one here, you could put one here. When you get into lane, if you're pushed up, you certainly want to put one here because then you'll have an eye out for a gank, and then your support will also have one. So both these bushes will be probably warded. Or you could walk, for some reason, if you want, walk all over here to control with it, to put a ward there, or you could ward dragon if you guys are taking it, you have it still. But yeah, you always getting control ward. I'm not sure it's enough. It's really important to have vision on the map because then you have information, you have more knowledge to know where the enemy are. And yeah, I think that's about it for this video. It's just after laning phase, just be on top of the objectives. That's literally the most important thing. It doesn't really matter. The most important thing to take away from this is if just follow the enemy, and if you win, you lead. So if you stay bot, they're probably gonna stay bot with you. If if you take their turret, if you stay bot, they're probably gonna stay bot. If you go mid, they're probably gonna swap mid. It's the same way either way. If they take your turret, you follow them. Because if you don't follow them, then the mid gets fucked. Because if the turret's not going to be taken, the mid turret, because at that point your mid turret will be up, and by the time they swap, they're going to take a turret. Because then they'll probably have Rift Trail if they're ahead. There's a lot of scenarios in after laning phase. So yeah, it's really a case by case basis. But usually you want to go mid if you're winning your lane, you know. And yeah, and just be on top of the objectives. And as I said, farm and ward, farm and ward. It's important. You need to do that because if you don't do that, gold is how you win the game. Literally, if you don't have items, you're fucked. If you don't have vision, you're fucked. So you need that. You need that and decision making, of course. So yeah, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys took something away from this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys like this kind of videos, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It really helps support. And yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Um, I think Renata Glass is gonna release probably next week or 2 weeks from now. I don't know. She looks very OP. I know. I did a what is it? I did an ability video for her, and her abilities are fucking stupid as hell. So yeah, that's about it. As the end, hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.